How detailed are Marvel movies? Let's look at some amazing details. Detail 1. The Time Stone was never directly touched. In Avengers Infinity War, when Doctor Strange takes out the Time Stone, it gives off a soft green light and floats above his hand. In the same way, Thanos only holds the green light around it. He never truly touches the real stone itself. Later, in Avengers Endgame, when Iron Man uses a mechanical arm to assemble the gauntlet with 6 stones, the mechanical arm is able to touch the actual Time Stone. From this, we can conclude that living beings cannot directly touch the real Time Stone. Detail 2. At the end of Thor Ragnarok, everyone accepts Thor as the king of Asgard. Loki then walks forward to show respect. But notice something important. When Loki walks forward, Hulk tightens his fists. This is because he is still the angry Hulk, not the smart Bruce Banner. In Hulk's mind, he only remembers that Loki caused chaos in New York in 2012. Detail 4. In Spider-Man Far From Home, when Brad catches Peter in an awkward situation, the female agent was actually just there to give Peter special glasses. But Brad takes a photo and decides to show it to MJ, hoping to create misunderstanding between them. With the help of Edith, Peter manages to delete the photo from Brad's phone. However, here is a small detail. When the teacher tells the students they are going to watch opera, everyone looks disappointed. But Brad keeps scrolling on his phone. He is still trying to figure out what happened to that photo, and even gives Peter an evil look. Most people did not notice this, because the focus was mainly on the teacher and Peter. Detail 5. This is one of the coolest details. In Spider-Man No Way Home, when Peter is wearing the nanosuit, his shadow perfectly matches the suit. Since Spider-Man's head shape is round, the shadow is also round. But when Peter removes the suit, his shadow changes too. You might think this is normal, but here is the important part. We all know that Spider-Man's suit is created using computer effects, yet Marvel even adjusted the shadow to match the suit, just to make the scene look more real. That is truly impressive. Detail 6. In Thor Ragnarok, when Hela appears for the first time, her clothes are torn, and she has small injuries. This shows that she does not yet have healing power, but once she steps onto Asgard, she heals herself within a few seconds. Throughout the movie, her headpiece also becomes bigger and bigger. That is why Odin said she draws power from Asgard. The longer she stays there, the stronger she becomes. Detail 7. At the end of Iron Man 3, Killian gives Tony a powerful punch. The punch is so strong that it breaks the Iron Man suit and even burns the sleeve of Tony's shirt. Before that moment, Tony's branded t-shirt looked completely fine, but after that punch, everything changes. That is why, at the end, we see one of Tony's arms exposed. Detail 8. In Iron Man 3, before Tony's house is attacked by helicopters, there is a scene where you can see a red and green Christmas stocking hanging on the wall in the background. The stocking has the name Jarvis on it. Jarvis was actually the name of Howard's butler. Tony used that name for his artificial intelligence because he treated it like family. Another detail. As we all know, Spider-Man has a very strong ability to stick to walls. In the 3rd generation of Spider-Man, this ability is shown as even stronger than before. This clearly proves that this version of Spider-Man has extremely powerful wall-sticking ability. Detail 2. Far From Home is not only the final movie of Marvel Phase 3, but it also pays tribute to the superheroes who died in Avengers 4. The most memorable one is Zombie Iron Man. However, it is not only a tribute to Iron Man, it also hints at Black Widow, who sacrificed herself in Avengers 4. If you look closely at the spider on the Iron Man helmet, you will notice it is the famous Black Widow spider. Detail 3. In Avengers 4, Tony wore a pair of glasses called EDIH. If you separate these 5 letters, the meaning becomes, even if I die, I am the hero. When we think about how Tony saved the world again and again, without asking for anything in return, and finally sacrificed himself for everyone, it really makes us emotional. Detail 4. After Thanos snapped his fingers, half of all life in the universe slowly disappeared. However, before Peter Parker turned to dust, he already felt great fear. He hugged Tony and said he did not want to go. The reason Peter could sense danger early was because he has his spider sense. This scene made many fans cry quietly. Detail 5. We all know that Tony first survived because of the arc reactor in his chest. Although he fully healed himself in Iron Man 3, during the final battle in Avengers 4, when Tony gave the arc reactor to Captain America, we could clearly see that the scar from the old version was still there. Marvel's attention to continuity is truly impressive. Detail 6. Usually, Tony calls Spider-Man in a playful way, but in Avengers 3, when Spider-Man was about to fall from the round spaceship, Tony called him by his real name for the first time. This shows that Tony was truly scared at that moment. He was not in the mood to joke. It is clear that Spider-Man was very special to Tony. Detail 7. In Captain America 3, Iron Man and Captain America had different ideas, and because Captain America helped Bucky stop Tony from taking revenge, their relationship broke apart. However, at the end of the movie, Stan Lee delivered a package to Tony. It was actually sent by Captain America. Inside was a phone, which meant that even though Captain America left, Tony could call him anytime. In Avengers 3, when a big threat was coming, Bruce Banner advised Tony to forget the past and call Captain America for help. Tony hesitated for a moment, but finally took out his phone. Yes, it was the phone Captain America had given him. In fact, he always carried it with him. This proves that Tony had already let go of the past conflict. Detail 8. Between Avengers 3 and Avengers 4, 5 years passed in the movie world. During this time, Captain America often met with friends and talked with them. One of them was a man with glasses who talked a lot. He was Joe Russo, the director of Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. There was also a bald, older man who was the creator of Thanos. Putting him in Avengers 4 was likely a sign of respect. It turns out Captain America's friends were all very important people. Detail 9. Marvel fans may know that Thanos had different skin colors in different movies. At the end of Avengers 1, when Thanos first appeared, his skin was dark purple. In Guardians of the Galaxy 1, it looked light blue. In the Avengers 2 post-credit scene, it was light purple. Finally, in Avengers 4, it became deep purple. As the boss built up over 10 years, even his skin color was carefully adjusted. Detail 10. In Captain America 3, General Ross forced the Avengers to sign the Sokovia Accords. Notice the seating arrangement. The people sitting on the right side were either killed by Thanos or turned to dust in Avengers 3. The people on the left side all survived. As for Iron Man, he was sitting far away. Does this remind you of the scene in Avengers 3 where Tony sat alone on Titan in sadness? Marvel truly hid many small details in Iron Man. No wonder Tony carried the Marvel Universe for 10 years. Detail 1. In Iron Man 2, Tony's house displayed all his previous suits. Under Mark 1, it says rebuilt, which means it was not the original Mark 1, but one rebuilt by Tony. This shows again that he is a nostalgic person. Detail 2. In Iron Man 1, Tony discovered that Mark 2 easily froze at high altitude. He learned from this problem. After returning home, he carefully recorded the flaws of Mark 2 and started building the next suit, Mark 3. In fact, every new suit he created was made to fix the weaknesses of the previous one. Although Mark 3 no longer had the problem of icing at high altitude, it had a new flaw. It was very difficult to take off. However, when Mark 4 was introduced, this problem was solved. Even though Mark 4 fixed the issue of removing the suit, it was still not perfect. It required a huge machine to help wear and remove the suit. Obviously, Tony could not carry such a big machine everywhere. To solve this problem, Tony created Mark 5. This time, there was no need to depend on a large machine to wear or remove the suit, because Mark 5 had an automatic wear and removal system. It was built inside a suitcase. However, like all suits, Mark 5 also had a weakness. It did not have protection against electricity. To achieve perfection, Tony continued working hard and built the more powerful Mark 6. This time, he not only solved the problem of electric shocks, but he also gave Mark 6 the ability to absorb and use electricity. That is why in the movie The Avengers 1, Thor could not hurt him with lightning. Instead, Thor's lightning actually charged Tony's suit. Detail 3. In the movie, there is a cameo appearance by Elon Musk. Now pay attention to their conversation. After the race ended, Iron Man returned home in his private jet. At that moment, the camera showed the outside of the plane. We can see that the plane was not using invisibility. This also suggests that it was an electric aircraft. When Musk was still thinking about building an electric plane, Tony had already made one. Besides Musk's cameo, the filming location of Stark Industries was actually at the SpaceX base. Detail 4. In Iron Man 1, chlorophyll has a strong ability to combine with metal ions. Because it can bind with different metal ions, it is widely used in removing heavy metal pollution. This also explains why eating more green vegetables helps clean heavy metals from the body. However, in Iron Man 2, the color of the drink became darker, almost black. This is because the palladium level in Tony's body increased significantly, which also increased the amount of chlorophyll added. Detail 5. In Iron Man 2, Tony wore the Mark 5 suit at minute 35. On the right side, we can see the result after he wore it. During the fight with Whiplash, Pepper threw the Mark 5 suitcase to Tony. This action made some viewers curious. What if Pepper threw the suitcase in the wrong direction? Actually, Tony had already thought about this problem. When designing the suit, he made it work in any direction. When he stepped on the front side of the suitcase, we could see that a hole also appeared on the backside. This shows that every side of Mark V works as the front, so Pepper could throw it in any way. Detail 6. During battles, Iron Man often gets injured, but one part of his body gets hurt the most: his left arm and left shoulder. In Iron Man 1, his left hand was once stuck in a wall. Later, it was hit by a tank. After returning home, he had to put ice on his left hand. In Iron Man 2, before even wearing the suit, his left hand caught fire. After wearing the suit, his left hand became Whiplash's main target many times. In Iron Man 3, after arriving in Tennessee, we can see Tony applying something to reduce the pain in his left hand. In the final battle, Killian directly tore off the left arm of his suit. In Avengers 2, Hulk stabbed a metal rod into the left hand of Iron Man's suit, causing him more injury. In Captain America 3, because his left hand was injured, Tony wore the nano device on his right hand. But since Bucky stood on his left side, Tony had to fight using his injured left hand. Later, he even talked about this with Black Widow. Then came the airport battle. Wanda controlled a car and dropped it, and it hit his left hand directly. The display screen also showed that his left hand was injured. After the airport battle, even though he kept caring about his teammates' injuries, he himself was also injured and had a bandage on his left hand. In the final fight, even though we cannot clearly see from which side Captain America attacked, Iron Man's screen clearly shows that Captain America kept hitting Tony's left shoulder. In Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony's left hand trembled slightly when he was stressed. After meeting Spider-Man, he unconsciously touched his left hand. In Avengers 3, although Thanos did not directly hit his left hand, you can imagine how it would feel if Thanos grabbed it. It would feel like it could be crushed at any moment. Tony also thought that one day he might have to snap his fingers. Since his left hand was injured, he made a glove for his right hand as preparation. Detail 7. In Avengers 3, when Thanos attacked Iron Man with the Power Stone, it not only caused damage, but also exposed both of Tony's hands. Although the nanosuit repaired itself, it only regenerated the weapon on his right arm. His left arm was still exposed. Then Tony transferred nanoparticles from his leg and used them to create a repulsor on his left palm. Later, when he created the nanosword, he did the same thing. He transferred nanoparticles from the left side of his body to form the sword. This method of shifting resources from one place to another is impressive, but unfortunately, his opponent was Thanos. Detail 8. In the final battle of Iron Man 2, Tony used a laser that could only be fired one time. From the helmet display, we can see that when Tony told Rhodey to duck, his suit was already charging the laser.